The Illuminati. Ooh. You know
The
what?
Illuminati.
You know what? I swear, this the hardest shit about doing a review for the movie of of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. It was 12 minutes, and it felt like we were really talking in circles for like 2 of those minutes near the end, to where I was like, "Let's just stop this," because
I
we were
was
about to hit
ready.
spoiler territory, and I didn't want to do that.
Listen, I was ready to stop talking minute one. I just had one simple, just one
Go
simple
see it.
review. Go see it.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Done. I really didn't need to go into it because the movie was good in my
I
opinion.
mean, look, I would say this. I was not expecting them to just say, "Yeah, Scarlet Witch is the villain of this movie from jump." Like they fight Shuma Gorath, aka Gargantuan, and you're like, "All right, so who's really pulling strings behind this, right?" Because the trailers don't give you any idea. We're led to assume in the trailers that Wanda is going to be teaming up with Doctor Strange, and they're going to be facing off against something that's going to happen that's going to probably involve the Illuminati and somebody else. Not even like 20 minutes in, as soon as Strange meets Wanda, and Wanda slips up and says, "Yeah, we got to get America Chavez." And Strange's like, "Hold up, I didn't tell you your name. What gave it away?" Yeah, that whole not doing magic thing. Yeah, yeah.
The
Mm.
fact that you are, the fact that you're way out here, and on top of that, cherry blossom trees, they don't bloom in the summertime. What the hell's going on?
And as soon as she did that, I was like, "Oh, so Wanda's the bad guy of the film. Interesting.
I
Didn't
do
see
like
that coming. Did
I
not see that
do
coming."
I really do like how she gave that look of, oh, I'm sorry, what gave me away, and then swipe, like clean swipe.
Yeah.
Everything was just looking horrible. Like, oh, she is villain mode.
And we should
Okay.
have expected that, because if you watch the end of WandaVision, she had the dark hold and she was using it to try to find her kids. And yeah,
I blame Agnes for this.
yeah, and I think this movie is gonna be funny seeing how folks are feeling some way. Like, why would they do that to Wanda? I'm like, yeah, because she was always the fucking villain. Like, watch WandaVision. Like, sure, she might have meant well because oh shit, Vision, and she's going through grieving, but like, yo, she's a villain.
She's still a villain, and also I will give Marvel this. They did way more and better for her than they ever did for Black Widow.
Black Widow was a case of, if Black Widow came out right after Age of Ultron, that would have been perfect. But like we already know, we already said that during the Black Widow thing. That's upper management stupidity.
Upper
And
management, no, it's upper management. It's also been the way that it's also been the way that Marvel Studios has been handling her character from the beginning, which has been pretty terrible.
no, it's been fine. It's just
Not for
like
me.
I
Not for
think
me.
it was.
No, I can explain. First of all, you try to shoehorn her character into these forced relationships. You tried to do it with Steve, you tried to do it with freaking Banner, and you tried doing it with one other.
Well, she didn't do have a relationship with Steve. It's just more
No. They
camaraderie.
were trying to like throw the idea together of just having them together. Like, because even though she was the shoulder, not necessarily, I want to say the shoulder crying. She was like the ear for Steve and him trying to get adjusted to everything during the Winter Soldier movie. They kept trying, they really put the two of them together.
Yeah, but
And
that's been like that in the comics.
I know it's been like that in the comics, but they kept trying to do that. They really tried doing this thing where they tried to give her someone that she can, um, I guess, bounce off of with and turn it into a possible relationship or something. They
Banner's
kind
the
of
only one they did that with,
Yeah,
which I'll agree with you on. I will
yeah,
agree with you on
they
that one.
did, and that's what I'm saying. They did it with Banner, and I don't want to say it felt forced, but fuck it, for a lack of a better term, it felt forced.
It was weird because that's something that's never happened. It's like,
It's never happened. The whole hey, big guy, sun's going down. I'm like, okay, all right. Are we doing something with this? Because we're going 3 movies in of y'all doing this same shtick and awkward, these awkward meetups and shit. And it's just, can we please do something with her? Can
yeah.
she get a very hard PG-13 movie where she's doing action espionage stuff, being Black Widow? But enough about her.
But yeah,
Scarlett, good luck to you, Scarlett Johansson. Hope the lawsuit works.
She
Anyway,
already got her money,
she
but
got
anyways, but Wanda, I was saying this. I said it from jump. There has to be consequences for what she did in WandaVision, and sure enough, by the end of the movie, there's consequences. She dies,
allegedly.
allegedly died, but there's consequences for it. Like the fact that like by the end, her doppelganger in the other universe, like America Chavez throws her back to the universe with her kids, and her kids are scared shitless of her, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they actually see me as a monster.
And she's like, "Well, I guess I gotta sacrifice myself," and allegedly did. Allegedly.
I still want to. I couldn't hear because she kind of like low key whispered that shit to her. What the hell did her doppelganger say to her?
Valverde.
Oh, stop it! I knew you were gonna say that.
Come on, dog.
Well, I really no. I genuinely wanted to know. I was like, what the hell did she say? She just looked at her and said something, and then that just gave her like it just gave her the green light of, all right, I gotta destroy all the books, all the
Yeah.
dark holds. They got to be destroyed.
But I mean, it's something that Mordo said from Doctor Strange 1, like the bill comes due. Like you can't, and that goes for Wanda and Steven in this film. Like you can't do shit that fucks up the natural order of things and there not be any sort of backlash from it.
Right.
And like we see the Darkhold had a thing with Wanda to where she realized she was a monster and she had to destroy it. On Steven's side of things, yeah, Steven used the Darkhold and now he's like, not quite, he ain't evil or anything, but like he got a third eye going and he's a bit more powerful now. And we're getting this whole thing of incursions now, which
Mm-hmm.
if you've read anything from Hickman in regards to the Avengers and New Avengers and the Illuminati stuff in the comics that led into Secret Wars, yeah, we're about to get some really ridiculous shit going down.
Which is what I had mentioned earlier to you. Since you mentioned Secret Wars, this is going to lead to Tom Holland's Spider-Man eventually coming across the symbiote.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Because
Definitely. That's provided if they do that go
that's what I'm
that
saying.
way.
If they go that route, which the course of this movie looks like it could be going, it looks
Yeah.
like it really could be going in that direction. And I do believe that Black Suit Tom Holland, real Black Suit Tom Holland, is going to come across that symbiote, and he will get it examined by Reed Richards and not Dr. Connors.
Yep.
Because Venom the first appearance of the symbiote was in Secret Wars, right?
Venom, the symbiote was like I think it was part of some world.
Yeah, it was
And
on another planet, but I mean, I'm talking about didn't it like first show up during Secret Wars?
yeah, what happened? It's weird. So in the comics, Spider-Man just popped up with the suit on, and you didn't know what the fuck happened to him getting the suit. He just got the suit in Secret Wars, and that was it.
I see.
And then when you got to Spider-Man proper after Secret Wars, that's when they started going into the Venom symbiote and all that stuff.
Okay. All right.
So, but yeah, they definitely hit consequences on Wanda and them with the Darkhold. I'm glad that that Dark Strange from that world he used the Darkhold is not the one from What If.
Yeah, I mean, he had there was potential there. There was definitely potential there, but I knew that it was different because the one from What If was totally different.
Yeah,
Like night and day different. I mean, this guy, his freaking cloak, I think, had eyes in it and stuff.
yeah. So it's definitely one of those situations where I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Dark, and that fight between them was actually pretty dope
Mm-hmm.
with the
The
musical notes.
musical, okay, the music notes. They're exchanging music notes, and I said, "Dude, this
That's some
we
Sam Raimi shit.
not just Sam Raimi." When I saw it, I said, "Wow, we finally got the one up from Doctor Strange and Thanos. Just pretty much having the biggest magic pissing contest that they can throw at each other."
Yeah, I mean I mean the thing that was the one of the things that I loved about Infinity War was the Strange versus Thanos fight because it was like that's the Doctor Strange that I kind of wish we got in the first film, and I like that Raimi actually carried over that kind of aspect of that character over into this film.
Mhm.
Because as we were talking earlier on Twitter, it's like the first Doctor Strange movie I still like. It's definitely like Iron Man, magical Iron Man, in terms of the origin story, which again, it's fine, it works, right? But like they go all in, like even to the point to where like at one point Strange is talking to Wanda and stuff, and then boom, unleash like some fucking snake dragons at her and shit out of the blue.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, that's some strange shit.
When I saw the dragons coming at like they were just coming at her, I was like, bro, again, the magic powers in this movie. It's ridiculous.
Bro, that whole sequence of Wanda versus everybody at Taj Mahal was like dope.
Yeah, that was definitely good.
Because again, I forgot like, oh, she can get inside people's heads. And somebody was like, hey, don't let her get in your head. I was like, too late.
It's like, focus your mind. You could have said that like 30 seconds ago.
My man fucking booked it. Run.
He was gone.
Ah! I mean, come on. That's like every movie. That's a trope where it's like the one soldier that's all like nervous as shit and shaking the gun and shit. That was that kid the whole time. Like, oh, he's cracking. He's cracking under pressure.
You know, I almost half expected her to like after image herself right behind dude and do what she did to Tony in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
But you just whispered the power right there in his ear and had that man in fear for the better part of what, 6 years.
I mean, I know most
Like,
people.
he never did get that. Like, they never did get that straightened out, did they?
So people obviously watching this. We're like 11 minutes into this. Fuck it, let's talk about the Illuminati.
AKA the scene that everybody was freaking out about and acting like, oh my god, Marvel spoiled.
It plays so much better in context of what happens.
Yes,
because I'm telling you, that 180p grainy ass fucking footage did not look good. And then when you see it proper, and it's like, oh, this is way better.
Even like, you know what? Even more when they did the trailer, the final trailer, and you see the Illuminati, you just hear
Professor X chair. That's
all. No. You barely even see the chair. I just hear the voice. I only hear the voice of saying, maybe we should tell him the truth. When I heard that, I was like, oh, Patrick Stewart. And then, of course, I saw that trailer after we saw the movie. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, was this what everybody was freaking out about? Everybody thought that they saw Professor X, but no, you know, from what you were saying, people saw the chair in that old grainy ass footage. And we see the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, in this other universe.
Yeah. And I think the best thing about the scene was like, all right, we get Captain Peggy Carter, which is kind of a wink and a nod to her in the What If show.
Yeah, Captain Carter.
We get Monica's mom playing Captain Marvel, being Captain Marvel in this universe. It's kind of like if Carol didn't become Captain Marvel, it was her mom that got the powers and stuff, and she was dope. You got Mordo, who's part of the Illuminati. You got Professor X, complete with the hover chair and the yo, they live, bro. The fucking shit from the animated series with the fucking circles to signify the fucking
like the waves.
They put that shit. I was like, okay, on paper that will look stupid.
Yes.
But when they do it, it's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll take it. Right.
Seeing this, it made me question: is this what we're gonna get in the MCU?
But the two that got me that I like, we got Black Bolt, the same actor that played Black Bolt in that horrible ass Inhumans
the Inhuman show.
He actually plays Black Bolt, and they gave him the helmet with the tuning fork for his powers and everything. Then we got John Krasinski playing Reed Richards. Now, is he my pick for Reed Richards? No. But the one takeaway from it was that Fantastic Four suit.
It was really not. It was really good. Really nice.
Like even the stretching, what little we saw before Wanda peeled that motherfucker's wig back. It was dope. I was like, okay, and I kind of hated it because we were in the theater at the time. Strange mentioned a line about Reed Richards to the point of, hold up, weren't y'all guys active in the 60s? And like when I heard that shit, everybody was laughing. I was like, whoa, guys, you missed the fucking part right here. Like he
Yeah,
mentioned like,
the Fantastic Four. Like you guys have been around since the '60s.
and I was like, oh, so the Fantastic Four is active in the MCU proper then, if that's the case. Which makes me even wonder, like, so how are we doing this?
Don't
Does that mean
question it. Don't question it. Just let it
okay?
come. Just let it come.
I'm gonna let it come and see how they do Fantastic Four.
Just let it come.
I just remember a theory years ago about how like this is like back in phase 2. Somebody
Mhm.
theorized that the best way to bring back to bring the Fantastic Four in was like literally whatever cosmic event they went through to get their powers, just like the comics, it blew them into another dimension. And then
Yeah,
when we see them proper, they're back in our dimension, and it's like, you know, modern day essentially. And I was like, that actually could work.
it
God.
could.
So that's why when Strange was like, hold up, 60s, I was like, oh, they exist. Okay.
They've always existed,
Hmm.
apparently.
Hmm. That's interesting now.
And then you know, and it makes total sense because you do know the original Avengers Tower was sold, and who would buy it? Reed
One Reed
Richards.
Richards. One Reed
Reed,
Richards.
I guarantee you, Reed Richards is going to be the one. They're going to reveal that he was the one who bought the original Avengers Tower.
Yep. I mean, that could definitely work. I mean, I know a lot of people theorizing Fisk was going to buy it, and I'm like, Fisk ain't going to buy it.
Nah,
Fisk would never buy it. I mean,
Fist
you
is
got
too busy. He's too busy running Hell's Kitchen, telling everybody when he was a boy. But
no,
anyway,
no, no, no. He's too busy. He's too busy dealing with Echo kidnapping him at the end of Hawkeye.
oh yeah, that's right. While telling stories of when he was a boy.
Echo punching him in his head, like, shut up. Well, she says that in sign language. She can't talk. It's like, when I was a boy. Ugh.
You need to understand. When I was a boy.
It's enough back there. It's like, when can you talk? Dog, when Reed Richards came through, I was like, son of a bitch. But the takeaway for me was like, dog, so this Doctor Strange was a fucking dick.
Yes.
The fact that they took out Thanos was even more ridiculous. I was like, oh, Thanos must have really been wilding out in this fucking world.
The fact that
Because
the
Thanos
fact
was
that he had
living.
to use the dark hold to kill Thanos. I'm like, bro, how omni level was Thanos in this universe?
I mean, enough that they clearly stabbed his ass because you notice Thanos had a fucking something pike
Yeah,
coming
I
out of his
saw
fucking
that.
chest. I was like, who the fuck did that shit?
Like when I saw that, I was like, huh, they didn't have to go for the head.
Which means that Professor X just stood the cut and was like, I ain't touching this shit. I'm in a wheelchair. I mean,
No, I got you, Chris. Professor X, he's in the chair, he's in the back doing the Batman thumbs up.
You got it, guys.
You got it.
I mean, let's be real. Like, I look at that group, right? You got Black Bolt, who's powerful as shit, and they showed his powers off, and I was like, well, I wish the fucking TV show showed this shit. I mean, you know, you got Captain Becky, you got fucking Captain Marvel. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Thanos was getting some work in on that group. And you got Mordo with the fucking Strange with his magic and all that. So it's like, I'm pretty sure
And
Thanos
he's
had
the
his hands
Sorcerer
full.
Supreme in that universe.
I'm pretty sure Thanos had his hands full, clearly. I
He
mean,
did.
and they were on Titan too when
Yeah.
that happened. So I'm like, oh, so they must have brought the fight to him the whole time. All right, cool. You know,
They didn't have to go to Wakanda at all.
they just brought it to him. But like, just seeing the Illuminati group, I was like, yo, they did it. And they're seeding even more things with that. And like I said, when I saw dude as Reed Richards, I was like, this works.
I think somebody said to us because you saw the Ultron drones that were walking Strange to the holding chamber. Some people were saying, man, we should have got Doctor Doom, had him do a cameo appearance or something. And I'm like, do we really need him? Did we really need Doom to show up? I mean, hell, for all we
I
know,
thought Doom was going to be on there. That would have been a hella surprise if
it
Doom
would have
popped
been
up.
it would have been a surprise. Matter of fact, Doom popping up in this would have been that would have been on the level of what's his face, the Guardian revealing himself to be Red Skull from
Yeah,
Endgame. I mean, from Infinity War.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I think what's interesting too is like, cause I was sitting back and I was like, all right, maybe this is how they're going to give us Doom. And I really was. I was one of those people that was, I had in the back of my head, I was like, maybe this is their backdoor way of giving us Doom. But like they said, they gave us Reed Richards, and this looks like this was a backdoor way of telling us the Fantastic Four is technically in the MCU already in some way, shape, or form. When he dropped that 60s line, I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to shut up and see how this plays out now. Never mind.
This is exactly why I said, don't try to go into these movies, with comic book logic, because at the end of the day, they're still just movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just let the movies, pace go the way that it's going.
Which I'm feeling, because it's funny. I saw a lot of folks pissed off because this movie wasn't cameos galore. And I'm like, no, they just decided, hey, yeah, we have this Illuminati thing here, but we're letting the movie be a movie. It's still a movie at its core about Strange, Wanda, and America Chavez. We're not putting tons of cameos in this shit. Like, this is what this movie is.
We got cameo galore with No Way Home. Do I really need it in the very next movie?
Yeah, and it worked for Spider-Man because you're celebrating the character's journey that reached that point, so it made sense. I don't need that in Doctor Strange. The Illuminati is enough.
I'm gonna say, not even just that one particular Spider-Man, but all of them.
Yeah,
like you're bringing in all of Spider-Man in one movie.
Which is funny because that was a Sony mandate more than a Marvel Studios mandate, which is even more funnier because people thought Marvel Studios was behind that. Marvel was like, no, that was a Sony mandate.
That was all Sony.
Sony wanted us to put these characters in the movie. We didn't want to, but we had to.
So. And I'm sitting here looking at Marvel like, you guys are fucking stupid, because that right there would have been like the biggest missed opportunity if you didn't put the other Spider-Man franchises in this movie.
I think it was just one of those situations where if it makes sense, they were going to do it, which I get, because like you said, you never, and I think that's why it works for Doctor Strange, is like you don't want to make the mistake of having, say, an Iron Man 2 situation, which I love Iron Man 2. I think that movie sacrificed story to give us, all right, we're going to put Nick Fury in here. We're going to put Black Widow in here. We're going to put War Machine in here. And we're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, well, what about Vanko and Steve and Tony? We'll get to them, and it's like.
Yeah, I mean, there was that hallway fight scene for like for Black Widow, which was
all the setup of, and like I said, it was 50. I was 50-50 on it because it's like, I understand the grievances, but for me, it worked. And I think with Strange, it's like, no, give us that Illuminati. That's your cameos you're going to get. They serve their purpose. They're in the movie for a smooth, and I'm being generous with the time here. They're in the movie for about, 15 minutes tops?
Barely 15 minutes.
Barely 15 minutes.
Just barely cutting 15 minutes.
It's enough to get across the characters and give you that warm, tingly feeling to see Patrick Stewart in the fucking 90s hover chair, which I ain't gonna lie, the visuals of it look dope as shit. And see the Illuminati group and geek out over it. And then, all right, they got killed by Wanda, and also emphasizing that Captain Marvel and Wanda are pretty much on equal terms and powers, which everybody knew. Everybody knew that shit.
Yeah, everybody knew Captain Marvel would give Wanda problems. In fact, if there was anyone, we already knew this just from watching Endgame. There was only two people that actually gave Thanos problems. It was Captain Marvel and Wanda.
Yeah, pretty much. Just everybody else, it's like, all right, they can give him, run them hands, but he got hands too. So
no, everybody else, it was more of all that for a drop of blood.
Well, I don't know, man. Steve was giving them hands until Thanos punched the fucking damn hammer out of his hand and was like, all right, bro. All right, I'm tired of this shit.
Even though he was like throwing hands and lightning and hammers,
he did more than what Tony did in the last movie. So it's
that
like,
is
all
very
right,
true. He definitely did a lot more, but again, Tony made that man bleed.
True, but
he made him bleed.
Thanos just got annoyed to where he just grabbed Steve's hand and just bam. I'm like, oh fuck.
Like, that's it. But but I really, if there was anything that I was more interested in,
Dude, we got Wondagore Mountain.
yeah, we did. We got
Like,
that.
I was not expecting that shit. I was like,
Um,
Wondagore, you threw okay, all right.
but no, no, because we talked about the Illuminati. I want to talk about the best part of the Illuminati showing up is watching the Illuminati get wrecked.
Black Bolt getting his mouth basically taped together, like
Yo,
Mister,
hold up.
like fucking
No,
Keanu in the
that's
Matrix.
no, hold on, bro. How is it that Wanda just simply looked at him and said, "What mouth?" She hit him with the Matrix.
See, if Reed didn't say shit, that fight would have been over. Literally. He was like, yeah, one speak from his mouth, and then I was like,
Like
oh
one
God,
whisper
why
will
would you say that?
incapacitate
Why
you.
would
And
you say that, dude? Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, you're dealing with Wanda. This woman could like rip apart all of reality if she wanted to.
My man Black Bolt was sitting up there, arms folded, confirming that shit. Like, yeah, bitch, I kill what, and then
You know what I was thinking? Like as soon as she had like covered his mouth up, I just said, "Don't."
don't talk,
I was like,
don't
"Don't
talk,
talk.
don't hum, don't do shit,
Don't make a sound because you're just gonna kill you." And he's dead.
and he's dead. Reed Richards is like, all right, let me stretch to her. I'm like, that's not gonna.
That doesn't help.
She spaghettied your ass.
Yep.
That sucks.
Spaghetti, and then blew your head up. I'm like, yep. She went full Mortal Kombat on everybody.
I think
In fact, that's what that was. That's what that was. Remember MK9, the first remake, when Sindel walked in the room and murdered everybody with one hit?
Mordo in that world is the only surviving Illuminati member.
That's true.
Because Captain Peggy got impaled by her own shield, which I was like, fuck.
Bro, when you throw a shield at
That
Wanda,
fast.
and Wanda says, I can double that. And she doubled.
Because at first I was like, that's
shield.
bullshit. At first I was like, that's bullshit. She should be able to catch it. I was like, no. She threw it back way faster than what Peggy threw it. I could see how that could kill her. Cool.
She threw it several times faster. Even if she tried to catch it, it would have went through her freaking hand like a damn cheese grater.
Professor X got mind fucked by Wanda.
No, Professor X got. Hey, Professor X.
What did
no, Professor X. What did the two hands say to the neck? Snap.
Snapped his neck inside of his head, which pretty much killed him. So hover chair Professor X is dead. Mordo's the only one that's alive. He's just chilling in that pit like, I can't climb out of here.
Like, I can't use it. I'm the Sorcerer Supreme, and yet I can't get out of here.
I can't get out of here. Just done.
But no,
like I said, they worked it. But yeah.
No, but I want to talk. No, I just want to talk about by far one of my favorite moments in this movie, and that was Sam Raimi paying homage to the third act from Terminator 1.
I mean, Wanda is a whole Terminator.
Wanda becomes a whole Terminator. She is hobbling towards like it was America, and she's going after everybody. She's got the red eyes glowing, and I'm like, yo, she's a T-800. They kept trying to close the door. They kept trying to distract her. Nothing worked. Everybody's running from her. This is all some horror shit.
I mean, the movie is legit like horror.
It's a horror movie.
Like, dog, here's the thing: the way she kills the Illuminati is fucked up. Like,
yes,
Black Bolt getting his head basically blown out. Fucking Reed getting spaghettied and head sliced off. Captain Marvel, Monica's mom, getting basically crushed by a fucking statue. Which that was the only way to kill her because both of their powers were pretty much just negating each other.
Which I'm surprised she didn't just use her powers to blow up the statue. But
like you said, Professor X, we literally see his neck get snapped. There ain't bullshit on that. His shit gets snapped, and we see him dead with blood coming out of his mouth. I'm like, oh shit. The people on Taj Mahal getting fucking blown away by Wanda. The one guy that was like, and then Wanda blew his ass away. I was like, oh shit. Like,
and keep in mind that was just Wanda being reasonable.
Yeah, she has bodies on her. She has
whole
a lot of
body
bodies.
count.
Lot of body count. Like, people die.
Yes. It's what I said before. In this movie, anybody can get it.
So I want
this movie's going off of Walking Dead rules. Anybody could go.
And I want people to understand there's different levels to horror. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street bloody horror, but like it's horror in a sense of, like you said, the Terminator aspect of the horror, where you have this living being that's just
Like you
murderously
have
hunting your ass down and walking you
this
down.
this unstoppable killing machine is walking you down, and the fact that she's not even running, she is hobbling after you, and you're trying for dear life to run away from her, put some distance between the two of you. And then you know this is on some horror movie stuff, because they do the number one dumb thing in horror movies:
Sat
you
there.
stop running.
The
They
audience was fucking hilarious because one guy was like, "Run! Why
like,
are you stopping?
run. Why are
Run!"
you I like how the camera just kept zooming in and zooming in and zooming in on that, like on that door. And I'm like, you do know that she's not even behind that door, right? And she just shifts in from the right side, red eyes glowing and all, looking like, looking like the freaking what's his face? Oh God, she was looking like the skeleton, like, yeah, the skeleton zombies from the fog, because it was just all black and red eyes. I'm like, fam,
Dude, it
this is some
looked,
scary shit.
dude, it reminded me of the shit from fucking Terminator 2 with T-1000 when he does that fucking start sprinting like,
Yes.
and you're like, the fuck is this guy sprinting? Oh shit, he's catching up to this kid. Fuck. Oh, okay. You might want to speed up, kid. Speed up. Speed up.
He's on
This
the
guy,
dirt bike and he can only go but so fast.
nigga, was in a full sprint in the fucking police issue ones.
With oh man, the police issue one.
Nigga was speed running on them like. I'm like,
Not even
whoa.
speed running. I'm surprised the
Leaped
leather,
over a bush.
yes, I'm surprised the leather and fabric didn't break from the damn shoes, because he was hauling. He was doing a cool 25.
Like, come on, come on. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Okay, kid.
Cool
Kid.
25 miles an hour on foot.
I mean, he did walk his ass down the mall even when the kid was running. So I'm like,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, but that's
And
Wanda.
it's the same thing with Wanda. Wanda is literally hobbling. Like I said, it's the third act from Terminator 1.
Even drowned her ass and that shit still didn't fucking work.
Nope.
It's like, sorry, Wanda, hope you can breathe.
I'm like, that's not gonna work.
I thought America Chavez was interesting. I'm kind of a little split because on one hand, I like the character. I like what they were doing with her of kind of building her up in the aspect of by the end she can control her powers, which thankful, cool.
Which
It's a trope that I
it's
kind
a
of
super
wish
trope.
I kind of wish from jump that she had control of her powers. If it was going to be that easy, but like I said, it's a trope that you see in every movie. Oh, I can't control my powers, and then somebody gives them an inspirational speech, and then they can finally control their powers. It's like, all right, fine,
Dude, it took several people to tell her that.
It's like believe in yourself. The rest
Fucking,
is up to you. I'm like,
you
was this a
know,
TLC song?
dude, the final pep talk came from zombie Stephen Strange.
Half a mouth. Believe in yourself, kid.
I could not tell you how many times people in the theater were laughing their ass off seeing zombie
Bro,
Strange
look. Only Sam Raimi can pull that shit off if you watch Evil Dead, because
Yep.
I would say the whole when he sat there and she was like, Christine is like, yo, there's no strange in your world. There is a strange in my world. And I was like, oh shit, so the visuals of Dead Strange is dope as fuck.
Yes.
Everything from the spirits flying out of them, and then the spirits going into Strange, like, hey dog, you're using a dead body. Sorry, man, that ain't gonna work. And then just the visual of him getting control of the body and the whole necromancy, and then them making a cape out of all the dead spirits. That shit was like dope as fuck.
When the spirits became his cloak, I'm like, this is so sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I freaking love this.
That shit was ridiculous. And yeah,
it took Christine to tell him that. She's like, you have the spirits. Use them. Use them.
I thought for sure she was gonna like take over the Darkhold and become like an evil, like Strange, but surprisingly she didn't. I was like, oh,
I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, because that would have been kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, she knows about multiverse stuff in that universe. She knows about it, but she never practiced any of the mystical arts. So
yeah.
By just having the Darkhold, like, what can she do?
Yeah, I mean, This
would have been like 80s Superman, where he just made up powers as he went.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want that for her.
Nah,
but for us getting Zombie Strange, when I saw Zombie Strange, I said, well, here's the next comic convention cosplay.
Yeah,
The cosplay ideas were tossed all over the place in this movie.
yeah. And you
We
know
got
what? Oh, go ahead.
and I said we got Zombie Strange, and someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna pull off the cloak with the evil spirits, and it's gonna look dope.
Mhm. I mean, so so here's the thing. Charlize Theron is playing Clea.
Yeah, she shows up in the mid credit scene.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Clea in the comics, she was Strange's partner, but also a fellow um sorcerer. Come hails from the dark dimension, the same dark dimension as
Dormammu.
Dormammu, which we clearly see when she opens the thing, and I'm like, oh, she's from the Dorm. Ooh, mm,
When I saw that, I said,
mm.
can we please get proper Dormammu in the next film?"
Here's the thing: her mom is the sister to Dormammu,
Hmm.
which means we might get Dormammu next time around.
That's what I'm saying.
Proper.
I want proper
We
Dormammu.
just got the face outline, and I'm like, I mean, that's cool. Can I get proper
I
Dormammu with
want
the fire and
full
the flame carpet and all
I
that
want,
shit?
I
Like,
want full Dormammu. I want Dormammu doing the exact same shit he does in Ultimate Marvel 3.
again, it was dope to see the face, but I want more. I want stuff. You
I
know,
want to hear I want to hear him say run, run
yeah.
as he burns everything.
Clea was also she married Doctor Strange at one point, and that is her husband, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what comes of those two, especially since we got Strange with the third eye. Stay woke. Um,
I was waiting for you to say
the TN
TN.
special, the TN
Yeah,
special.
the TN special. He's got the TN special. I will stick with that.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely, and the thing of it is, it okay. So basically, this was something that happened in the comics as well. It's like the third eye of Horus. Essentially, it basically gives them better control of the magic. Essentially,
Mm-hmm.
kind of sight beyond sight kind of situation, which that makes perfect sense. But they also use it as kind of like a thing to show, like, powerful magic is at work here.
I
But
mean,
just
because he doesn't have the Mind Stone anymore.
nah, he doesn't have the Mind Stone anymore. He just has he still has the locket that had the Mind Stone in it
The
for
Eye of
other
Agamotto.
I am Agamotto, which I'm guessing that I Agamotto does other things now instead of it just being the Time Stone.
Yep.
So but yeah, seeing Clea there and saying, yeah, I need your help for incursions and another powerful character, and I was like, oh, either A, that could be Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom does dabble in magic and he has
Mm-hmm.
been known to cause chaos on the dark on in different universes. Or B, it could be Dormammu fucking around with shit.
Yep.
So that was a scene that I kind of forgot about because I was like, I wonder what these post credit scenes is going to be. Oh, Clea, interesting.
Clea, and you really didn't need to stick around for the
Last one is
last one.
hilarious because
It's funny, but is it worth sitting through the credits? Not really.
I like how New York as fuck that the MCU is now, because much like the comics, Clea just pops up, opens a dimension, and nobody freaks out. It's like, oh, it's just another day in New York.
Dude, after what was it? After the attack on New York in 2012 with Loki,
And
after
then
Thanos again, after
Gargantua at Christine's wedding, and
yep,
yo,
Gargantua
her husband,
Christine's wedding.
dog, her husband was like, that's cool.
Bro, everybody finding out that everyone finds out for the moment that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, all the shit happening with Spider-Man shenanigans. Everybody's like, well, that's going on down there on 3rd Street, so let's go a couple of blocks away to get away from this mess.
I mean, like I said, I think that scene at the beginning of them fighting Gargantuan encapsulates the Marvel universe. It's like it's just another day because, like I said, Christine's husband's like, "Oh, that's nice. Doctor Strange's fighting the monster. That's dope." And I like how Christine looked at him like, "Oh God, I hate you. I married you."
I'm mad. In a way, I'm mad I didn't see this coming. Like Shumagorath showing up in the beginning of the movie instead of this being like in the middle
Ultimate battle
or
or
the
whatever.
ultimate battle or something. I'm like, oh, they really threw this in the beginning. I should have known. I mean, we're what, almost 30 MCU films in? This should be like right at the beginning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's why I said credit to the trailers and everything. We didn't know shit. Like again, we didn't know Wanda was going to be the main bad guy. We didn't
Yeah, I
at all.
didn't know.
We just presumed whatever dimension hopping they were going on was going to have her fighting against some other people and not Strange.
I did always assume that after WandaVision, somehow, she was just gonna take a little journey, do some self-reflecting, understanding what she had done, what she had caused, the amount of pain that she caused people, and she learned to make peace with it. I thought that was gonna lead to like the next big team up movie, and she was gonna be on the good guy side again. But no, this was pretty much her alleged goodbye.
Oh yeah, because again, consequences. You don't get to go evil on folks. Because I like how Strange was like, "Yeah, Wanda, I'm not really here for what you did in that town. I'm really
Like
here because I
this
need
this
help."
that's not what this is about.
Which again, it
I
makes me
wasn't even
wonder.
gonna bring it up, but you did.
But here's my thing. Again, it makes me wonder because even after Strange said, "Hold up, I never told you your name." It makes me wonder: did Strange already know that whole thing was bullshit from jump?
I
And it
think
was
he
just
did.
and it was just a way to pacify her to be like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not here for that. I need help."
Yeah. I mean, even though he did, he legit didn't know the type of powers that he was dealing with or the enemy that he was dealing with. So he said, okay, there's only one person I can really go to and even though she tried to convince him and say, there's already an Avengers, like there's plenty of people that you could talk to, or
He did break it down. He was like, "Yeah, it's a lot of people that are humans, and
I was
we
like,
got."
let's see. I said, we got an archer with like an archer with a mohawk, two different types of bug superheroes, and then there's you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I know where my odds stand the best with right now.
Yeah, I mean yeah, and then that's the thing. It's like, yeah, what are my options? I go with you, but like like I said, I feel that was his way of pacifying that whole thing because I think he knew she was like, yeah, you're fucking with dark magic, but I'm gonna play
It's
with
like
you to see where this goes.
this is a test.
And the only reason why he went to her was like the dark runes on the monster, but I don't think he expected like, oh, you're behind why that monster is there, son
Mm-hmm.
of a bitch.
It's like that was you. You sent Schumer Gorath here. Okay.
And she was also the reason why we saw that shit at the beginning of the movie with America Chavez and Strange variant number 32.
Yep. Ponytail Strange. Next cosplay costume. Someone's gonna do it.
Didn't know I wanted Ponytail Strange until I saw it, and I was like, well, I need Ponytail Strange.
I need more of that.
I
Can we
need more of
please
that.
get that in the next film?
Had different outfits. Apparently, his powers deal with ice.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I did like Mordo playing up. Oh, Stephen Strange, buddy, pal, you're from another area. Great.
Dude, I saw that one coming too. I was like, oh, he's not gonna be angry at him because this is a different Mordo. Now that still makes me ask the question: can we get an update on our Mordo? Is he still just roaming the world, finding other sorcerers and just like clipping them and taking their powers back, telling everybody the rent come due?
I mean,
He's still been doing that since the post credit scene in Strange 1.
yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like I said, I'm glad that they let Raimi just do this movie as a movie and not just. And I mean, it's like this. I feel Marvel has been letting directors do the movies the way they see fit, and I think a lot of people just extrapolate it as like, oh, it's the Marvel formula because I liked Eternals. I think that was definitely just like with this movie. It was definitely different. It didn't really follow a formula, even with the final battle the way it was. They let Chloe Zhao just tell the story about the Eternals.
David let, and I'm with you. This is something that I'm glad Marvel is letting the directors just make a movie. You don't need to make a big comic book movie by doing the Marvel formula, because the Marvel formula they've done that for like the last 22 films.
I mean, you could put it this way, you can do it, but at some point, and I think, like I said, after Endgame, I feel that they made the decision like, look, if we're going to do these movies, we got to let the directors do their
Mm,
thing.
no, one more. There was one more movie that did kind of follow the Marvel formula, and that was Shang-Chi.
See, Shang-Chi to me didn't feel like it followed a rigid formula. It had, put it this way,
Not a rigid, but
it had tropes. It had tropes.
yes, there was tropes, but it did follow the formula to like a certain extent.
Yeah,
There
but
was
I mean,
still the big there was still the big third act fight between good guy, bad guy, and giant monster, which is typically, which is typical in MCU films.
yeah, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like I felt that they still let that director kind of do the story that he need to, But like I said, after Endgame, it was kind of like, all right, if we're gonna do these TV shows, we need to let these directors still put their stamp on it in their way. And I think with even with John Watts with the Spider-Man trilogy, he still put his stamp on what these movies are. And I think that's what led when you get Doctor Strange, this is all Raimi. Like that necromancer Doctor Strange, that is fucking Sam Raimi to his fucking core. It
Right.
like if they did a Doctor Strange during the Spider-Man era, that shit would have fit in perfectly with that movie. And that's a movie series that recognize that which that's why I like No Way Home when they're like Avengers, you don't even have other superheroes in my world. And I'm like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There
No,
is no other
no,
superheroes.
no. I think it was one of the other Peters was like, Adventures? Is that like a band? I'm like, are we really doing this the second time around? I was like, first freaking Banner asked, wait, the Avengers broke up like a band, like the Beatles, and then now we get this Peter Parker saying there's an Avengers? Are they like a band? I'm like,
And that's the thing, you forget that the Raimi universe and even the Amazing Universe, there was no other superheroes.
there wasn't.
And I think that's why it's like I like Doctor Strange. It's like, no, we were keeping it to Wanda Strange, a little bit of Wong and American Chavez, and that's your core four right there.
Hell, even in the Raimi universe, they dared to cross other like cross their counterpart, not counterparts, their rivals with each other by mentioning Superman.
Yeah, it was just, in that world, Superman exists as a comic. Oh, you think you are Superman? It's like, oh, okay, you know. But like it's this movie is actually really good. I stopped being that person that's like, oh, it's the greatest Marvel ever. It's like, you can't do that because you can't say that something is the greatest ever, and it's like, well, we don't know because you just enjoyed it. Like you said, you just enjoyed the movies for what they are, and
Yep.
just go from there because that's the only way you can do it. You just enjoy it, and if you like Sam Raimi, this was the movie easily.
It's what I've been saying for like the longest time. It's just simply enjoy the movies for what they are.
That's why those leaks did not bother me because I was like, no, no, I want to see full context, and I was very happy with the full context. It was great. And
Yep.
like I said, the fact that for everybody saying the movie spoiled everything, the movie again, those trailers didn't say shit about Wanda being the main villain.
Nothing.
Nothing. Because I just assumed Shuma Gorath was the bad guy, and we were going to get more of him. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was with you after Strange plucked his eyeball out. I was like, is that it? Is that all Shuma? Oh,
I was like, damn, we're not even 15 minutes in. I'm like, that's it?
I mean, it's a great fight. Don't
It
get it
was a
twisted.
really good fight. I was definitely entertained, but I'm like, bro, we still got like another 2 hours to go. Like, what are we doing?
No, I literally sat there in the theater like, so who's the bad guy here? What's going on here? What's happening? Who's the bad guy? I
Like
need help.
I was still kind of hoping again. I'm like, does Dormammu return? Is he coming back in this one?
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
could have been the main villain of this movie.
Hell, I thought the Illuminati were going to be the main villains because, like I said, we know Wanda was going to fight them. So I'm like, so the Illuminati just heel turn on everybody and be like, nah, we got to destroy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, well, that ain't it. So
And you know,
Wanda's really the bad guy. All
and
right.
like and like and like other franchises, this one in particular, Multiverse of Madness was pretty much this move. It was the MCU's Tekken Tag 2. Now, let me go. Now, walk with me on this.
I mean, I'm
It,
agreeing
it,
with you. You don't need to walk
no,
with
no,
you
no,
on
no,
this.
no, no. I'm saying for everybody listening. For everybody listening, walk with me on this
Well, watching, really.
or watching. Just
Watching.
follow me, okay?
Watching.
This movie introduced elements, ideas, characters, and moments that were just for this movie because they were in a different universe. These characters only exist in that particular universe. We've seen them do their thing. We see them get murdered. And guess what? Come next movie, we'll never speak of these characters again. We will never see these characters again.
Hmm.
Not that interpretation of them. We won't. We can definitely see Professor X. We'll see Reed Richards. We'll see, the other characters pop up. But the ones that we saw from that universe, we're not going to see again.
Hmm.
Really think about it. You introduced a bunch of stuff for this movie, and we're never going to see, and we'll never see it get used again in future movies.
I mean, you don't think Illuminati won't pop up in some way, shape, or form again?
Again, it won't be the same.
It'd be different. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like all these characters, all these actors that played them 9 out of 10, they're not even going to be the same.
Yeah, it'll be we'll probably get a different makeup of the Illuminati, maybe Illuminati proper.
Yeah.
I mean, and if that's why I said they need to cut Jonathan Hickman a check, because much like the comics, there definitely was different versions of the Illuminati, even one that included Beast. There was one that had Captain America as part of it. So yeah, you're right. Like I said, there's a lot of concept and ideas. Like I said, Mordo in one dimension being the lone survivor of the Illuminati. I'm like, I guess he has to start from scratch again.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it would make sense. Just start it over. Because that's the one thing you can do with, when it comes to dealing with time, multi-universe travel films, stuff like that. You can. It's a giant playground.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with it, because when the movie's over with, you can start all over again. But you can have it take place in the actual timeline that you're working with, instead of just, hey, we're going to take a quick trip to universe 483 and see what's going on over here and mess that universe up. And because guess what? At the end of the day, wash hands, dog. We're done. We're going back home.
We're done. Get this shit done and over with.
I mean, think about it. In that universe, the Illuminati's dead except for Mordo. Man. But guess what? There's no consequences for it in Strange's actual universe. In his universe, there was no consequences. Hell, that Mordo in that universe who still run around clipping people because the bill come due.
Oh yeah,
we know nothing about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We still haven't seen M616 Mordo proper, and he's still out here Russell Crowe-ing it, taking magic around the world and stuff from folks. And I'm like, oh, Mordo's gonna be a problem.
Like you said, he's full of Russell Crowe. He is rolling around with Tugga, taking powers.
You don't deserve magic. Ice.
Snapping necks, breaking legs. I'm here to take it back.
Man, he made my man a paraplegic again. It's like, yeah, you use the magic to walk. You don't need that shit, nigga. Bam! I'm like, whoa.
I was like, fam, you just took dude's power after he came from a pickup game in the park.
To be fair, though, he did swing a wrench at him, so it's like, all right, you know what? I understand, Mordo. He had to take his magic. He swung a wrench at your ass. He tried to go Dominic Toretto on your ass. I understand. I respect it.
Just saying, man. He just came from a hot game of 21.
Took his shit in his hand, was all like, I can't use my arm anymore. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Can't walk anymore.
It's like, can't walk, can't use your hands. Like, nope. Power's mine. Call me Mega Man. My man is Mega Man. He is taking powers. Leap out of a freaking fountain. Touch him. Now I got your powers. I need a Mordo movie of him just going around finding all the former sorcerers and just taking their powers. Because you gotta remember, there was also a 5-year jump, and unless he got dusted, man, I really want to see what he's been up to.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of one of those things that did he get dusted or not?
Because I still want to know, what happened with him. But Marvel Studios needs to stop doing this crap where they introduce an idea or a moment and then never revisit it again.
I mean, it's one of those things where it is it's so much moving parts that you're kind of wondering to yourself, like, what does that mean for your movie? Because like I said, when I saw Mordo in the trailers, I was thinking, all right, I guess Mordo, this is years later. Mordo is he's in a different place, but then it was like, oh, this is more than another dimension. Fuck.
Yep. The other one is still floating around somewhere.
Out there doing stuff. Or like you said, maybe he did get dusted.
We don't know. Hopefully we find out in the third movie.
That would be nice. Hopefully.
Also, God, I want to know what happened with him. I want to know like other characters from like for example from the Hulk movie. Well, we did see Abomination.
Yeah, we did see Abomination. So they did say he was going to be in the fucking the She-Hulk TV show.
Okay, so he's gonna be in the She-Hulk show. But
Yeah.
can we? Okay, was Thor Ragnarok? Was that our only glimpse of Planet Hulk?
Supposedly Love and Thunder is going to be revisiting a lot more places, I think including that place in the next one. So I feel like they are coming back around to some of the ideas they put in place in previous movies, and then just kind of rolling from there. Which again, I'm for that. I'm 100% for that.
And one last question involving another character that hasn't been seen since that Hulk movie, the Leader.
That's another one that's on par for the She-Hulk series too.
Like, are we gonna see him come back as the Leader? Because we saw the stuff hit his freaking brain after he got cut and the mutations started happening. But speaking of mutations, this was also in the same line of everyone assuming that we were gonna see mutants. The X-Men.
Swear to God, I saw fucking Professor X and automatically assumed this is the look. I'm gonna tell you guys now, much like you told me, sir, with that line that Strange said about the Fantastic Four in the '60s. I'm gonna need folks to just trust the process.
Just trust it.
They're gonna put the mutants in it in a way that's gonna make sense.
I mean, listen, we got introduced to Blade without actually seeing him.
Yeah, just a fucking voice in Eternals, and I'm like, I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you, Marvel. Golf clap for you. Thank you.
That's all I ask. Just give me a voice. I'm good. Cool.
Just show me that you're paying attention. That's it.
That's it. Just done. Don't need nothing else. Just give me that, and we're fine.
Like, I don't need to see the leather. I don't need to see the leather duster. I don't need to see the sword. I don't even need to see the shades. Or, are we gonna get bald Blade or flat top?
I mean, it's Mahershala Ali, so maybe flat top.
I would like flat top Blade to make a return.
I don't know if he would ever go for the bald look.
Didn't he have that in Luke Cage?
Nah, he had a close.
Oh yeah, it was cut close.
Yeah, it's cut close. So I mean, we ain't gonna get sticky fingers. We ain't gonna say sticky fingers Blade.
We do not talk about that show.
I mean, just that is not happening whatsoever. So, I mean, then again, it's like I have seen Mahershala with a bald head before in another movie, so he probably could do it. I think it was House of Cards. He had a bald head.
Yeah.
So we might get bald Blade. He could probably. I mean, he could rock both.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
With this being the goodbye to Wanda.
Possible goodbye.
I'm gonna say the alleged goodbye of Wanda. If she were to come back, what would she even do? I really felt like she got closure in this movie.
I feel if they did anything, it will probably be like in the comics where after House of M, Wanda had disappeared off somewhere and kind of went on a kind of sabbatical where she was just off by herself. Kind of away from, pretty much similar to what we saw at the beginning of this movie with her and Strange in the vineyard.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do have her in that kind of position, much like in the comics where she's like in a small village living herself out there and kind of punishing herself for what she did.
I mean, a part of me would say this. Yes. You truly believe that in the other universes you are a mother, which she is in the other universes, but in her current form she's not. And I get it. You're hurting, you're grieving over the loss of Vision, but at the same time, woman, you are still a woman. You do know you could get any guy out here that's willing to, that's willing to say, "Hey, I'm with an Avenger."
That's true. So
Just
it's
saying,
yeah,
any guy could have got that.
yeah,
But I get it. Your heart was still tied to Vision, some artificial intelligence and some moving robot parts. I get that.
yeah. So I
Listen,
mean,
I love the Iron
white,
Giant.
white Vision is still out there. I was, you know what?
Yeah,
I
thank
was,
you.
dog.
What happened? Where is he?
I was expecting White Vision to pop up out of nowhere. Wanda, don't kill, and I've been like, all right, movie. Now you're getting ridiculous. All right,
I'm glad he didn't do it, but I am asking the question. Hey, White
where,
Vision, where
where
are you?
well, he's soul searching now because he just got his memories back, and he's like, what?
It's like, wait a minute. I can do this? This isn't me? All right, time for me to take a trip across the universe.
I have to go back to my universe.
I mean, I wonder if he's gonna run into old boy who took off from Eternals.
I mean, he flew into the sun, so you know.
Something tells me he got stopped by White Vision.
No, my son, don't fly into the sun.
Like,
No, no.
just stops him. I have many questions for you.
Oh man, like I said, there is going to be. Oh man, as soon as I heard incursions, I was like, oh, Jonathan Hickman. I hope you're getting money. I hope you're getting money.
Give that man his check
Pay that man his money
and keep him on. Just never mind paying him. Keep him on. Have him make more.
Yeah. But anyways, that's it for our spoilers. I'm probably doing another one with some more people and probably doing some of the same deep dive stuff on the audio side of things because I know apparently you guys like us doing spoilers in video form on YouTube. So
Yep.
might as well keep the party rolling on that end. Might as well. I mean, they love the Batman one, so fuck it. Why not? You know, spoil the shit. So, but anyways, folks, yeah, we'll be back because I think after Strange, there's what's the next movie that's coming out? Fuck.
What do we have on the docket for next time?
Because I think what was it? Fuck. Oh, fucking Thor: Love and Thunder comes out next. Fuck. Top. Actually,
we got Top Gun next.
Right on time for our Top Gun podcast. Top Gun Mavericks coming out. That's going to be interesting. Only because I saw the recent trailer and they put the Val Kilmer picture of him as Iceman, and I'm like, oh, that was nice. That was nice. So Top Gun is going to be our next movie review because you know it's weird. I remember Top Gun, so them doing this movie feels very surreal a little bit in a way. Like, oh, Tom Cruise still looks the same.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, that's it. We will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, and be sure to comment below in the video and throw your thoughts on Wanda on this movie and everything else. So, peace out, y'all.
Deuce.